Warning, this podcast contains immigration. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Supergirl, Season 2, Episode 15, Exodus. I'm your host, Dom. With me, we have Nikki, I don't know. It's over here.
It's over there with you.
Hi. And Rachel.
He's trying to steal it. He wants it for himself.
Yeah, I don't think I want that Twitter handle. I don't think that'll go good with me. Lady Venom. It's not a real good vibe for me.
It's a pretty decent song, just so you know.
Yeah. And Rachel. So what's up?
Lois Lane.
She's Lane.
She's up in the sky with what's his name?
Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
No, you got Hercules and Lois Lane up there.
Yep.
They're married, apparently.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Who would have thought? That's just odd.
I wonder how they met.
I wonder, is Hercules a time traveler? He is a god. He is a demigod, after all.
This is true.
Just for clarification purposes, it's not Hercules in the show. It's not the real Lois Lane.
No.
It is the actors who played them in
exactly
various media. But yeah, what the hell is going on? The royal family and all that, right? And then not to get ahead of ourselves, but if you saw the preview for next week, after the episode, they specifically state that Mon-El is a prince.
Well, as soon as they showed their faces, I'm like, oh, dude, that's the king and queen.
Yeah.
I know that. And then I was like, and then so all our theories about Mon-El actually being the prince.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting.
That's gonna be one awkward family dinner because apparently he doesn't like his dad. His dad's an asshat.
Yeah.
So
he looks okay.
He was lying
like,
about his father the whole time.
Yeah, maybe his dad is like Canadian or something.
What?
I don't know. His mom seemed pretty evil though. But the way that they were talking though, it was like, okay, I don't get a good feeling from them.
They feel shady, but they were talking so nonchalantly. It's just like, they're gonna be okay for a bit at least.
We'll see. They definitely have, I think, more intentions than just going to find their son. Like, they don't want to just bring him back to the family and treat him like royalty. Like, there's...
The way she was like, oh, I feel so good here. It's just like, okay, get a room with the son or something, because that's exactly what's causing this or something. Wow.
And Lee in chat is saying that he thinks that Mon-El is the second-born prince, so he's not the actual... Like, maybe not being like the prince that was at the time of the destruction, might have been like the younger brother, kind of deal.
Okay, so like when we go back to the scene where he's trying to put the prince into the pod where the prince, did a switcheroo and put him instead, maybe Mon-El is the second born and he was trying to push his brother into the pod and they did the switcheroo because the brother's like, nah. And
I'm already injured. Well, his brother was injured. Or the other guy was injured, so.
Yeah, and so now his brother's like, I'm gonna die anyways. I'm gonna stay on Daxam and then send Mon-El.
Yeah, that's completely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this whole episode, it really was an allegory for immigration politics in the U.S. They
even mentioned they didn't say his name, but they did mention a character as per our current president.
Yeah, I mean, it was like when Snapper Carr made reference, he said that fake news could lead to a fascist in the White House, right? They're really pushing their agenda here, and we're not going to get into a political debate on our own personal preferences or feelings or whatever towards what is going on in the U.S. But with this, it's literally taking the illegal aliens, literal aliens, and shipping them out of not the country, but the planet. So
the thing is, didn't L Corp, they're registered. All the aliens are registered. So it'd be, if they were illegal aliens, it'd be the ones that didn't bother getting registered.
Correct.
All these ones are basically legal. They're being monitored. They're being watched. It's not like they're doing things wrong either. Like that family in the car, they were just on a road trip singing fucking songs. So
embarrassing their teenager. This is how things go.
Yeah. By the way, that song that they played.
What about it?
I just heard it in other places, and it's really good.
Well, to Lillian, they're illegal.
Yeah, well, yeah. Lillian's a fricktard.
Lillian is,
yeah. Inevitably, this got traced back to the alien bar, the secret alien bar. Knew it was going to happen, but that really brings into question now what's going to happen with this bar. Is it going to continue on? Are they going to have to move it? Because the whole point of it was like this secret kind of like bar. And now if Cadmus knows where this bar is located, are they going to continue to operate there and let Cadmus barge in anytime they want? Are they going to have to beef up security to make sure Cadmus doesn't get in? Or are they just going to have to move the bar? What do you guys think of that?
They're going to use one of the many rooms in the DEO and just,
Right.
So it's going to turn into Men in Black, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
So you just walk into the DEO, there's just aliens everywhere. Yeah. Okay.
There's no better way to watch something that you need to watch if it's like right in your freaking home. Okay. If you can monitor them and they're right there, you don't have to watch on a screen or, track them with a device. If they're right there and you're watching them, it's like, it's cutting out the middleman, They get out of line, just pull out your pulse gun and go.
Wow. Yeah, no.
Bring out the cricket.
The noisy cricket. If it was mandatory for them to be in the DEO, it's really not much better than what Cadmus is doing. So it'd have to be an optional.
I'm not saying mandatory.
Yeah, no. So it'd have to be an optional kind of deal.
Like, just throw the bar in one of their many rooms and be like, access it whenever you want. But then again, you're exposing the DEO, and that was another issue for this episode when Kara wanted to expose Cadmus and like, well, I need more sources, and everybody in the DEO was like, no, that would expose us. We can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a stupid thing for Kara to promise, though. Anyways,
yeah.
Snapper's a dick, so
we'll get to Snapper in a minute. But not only the Cadmus broke in, but we got a really great bar fight scene with Alex and Maggie, and oh my god, it was fantastic.
Laura,
I loved it.
Laura was in it.
Yeah, Lyra was kicking ass, and then she got taken. And I called this, right? She was going to be one of the ones targeted, and
she wasn't targeted. All the aliens were targeted.
Well, yeah.
It's like who's ever in the bar, we're just gonna.
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm just saying she was going to get kidnapped. I knew it, and then Wynn was going to be all upset, which happened, but happy ending. Happy ending. Lyra gets to come back, so nothing too bad happened to her. But it really took Alex though down like this really dark path this episode. You see her beating the crap out of the Cadmus soldier that they took from the bar when they were trying to interrogate him at the DEO, which in turn led John Jones to get very suspicious, and he had to go disguise himself as her father and basically trick her, which I don't exactly agree with, but like Kara said, they're worried, and the results kind of show.
Yeah.
It
was evident to everyone else but Alex.
Yeah.
I think everyone knew she would do this, and that's why he did it.
And it's bleed over from last episode too, when Alex was pretty much the only one. Kara was on their side at the beginning, but she saw reason, and she kind of swayed, and Alex has just kind of been unreasonable with her train of thought this whole time.
She's been completely blind when it comes to her dad, because she wants him back so bad.
Yep.
Well, also, when Alex went in and beat the crap out of that guy, they act like they didn't learn anything from him. Well, they did. They learned that if he they implanted something in his head. He said so much that he can't say it because they will kill him.
Also, John Jones can't read his mind because of that chip.
Yeah. So it's like they kind of just glossed over it. I'm like, that is a very kind of, they're implanting these people with something to keep people from reading their minds. And it's kind of like, the Suicide Squad. If you do something wrong, will blow you up, blow your brain up.
That was a thing in that movie? Still haven't seen it, so.
Well, and it was,
it's way back from the comics, but yeah.
Yeah, the comics, they put like a detonation device in their skull or in the base of their.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Anyways.
I mean, you're completely right. That is something they completely got glossed over. That's a good piece of information. The information that they wanted, they didn't get it. That doesn't mean they didn't learn anything from this.
Yeah, right. And they just kind of glossed over that, and it's like that's kind of a big chunk of how they're running to kind of figure out. I mean. If they know there's a chip in his brain, what makes they can't extract it out and figure how they're doing it?
Yeah,
I could. Care. I mean, it's Cadmus. I'm pretty sure there's a fail-safe that if it's
but I mean,
with,
they can like scan it and do all that kind of stuff.
EMP, boom, short it out, pull it out, simple.
I guess maybe.
But in the same regard, we have John taking this information here with Alex and how she's blindly willing to follow her father. He suspends her from the DEO, and that
not a bad decision.
No, that is a very bad decision, because you suspend Alex from the DEO, and she's going to take matters into her own hand, right? Because she cannot work under the DEO. What John should have done is taken her into the DEO, kept a very, very close eye on her, and just stopped her from doing field work. That's what he should have done.
Put her on a desk job.
To be fair, though, if this didn't happen, the ship would have launched, and Kara wouldn't have been able to stop it, because Alex had Jillian and everybody else there, like, she distracted them for the littlest amount of time. It made such a difference when she's like, I have like these hydro bombs all over the place, I'm going to set them off. That was enough.
No, you don't. I was literally
no,
you don't.
But that was
enough. Yeah, she
does. That was enough to stop Jillian from doing whatever it was she was doing, to give Supergirl enough time to get there and be able to stop the ship. Otherwise, they would have been long gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, what comes to, all comes together at the point of where Cadmus is also, a Supergirl running into Lena. That was a little interesting.
Yeah.
But then finding out that her mom has spies inside her company. So Lena doesn't know about this.
Yeah, Lillian's got spies everywhere. And you had that one secretary who was just like, yeah, she found out about the facility, take care of it, and then her goons threw her off the balcony.
Like nothing permanent.
They didn't mean to. She was fighting back. They weren't expecting her to fight back.
Well, why fight her on the balcony in the first fucking place? What do you expect to happen?
They're just stupid henchmen.
Luckily, she was on the phone with Kara at the time when they busted in. Otherwise, she would have been dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they thought she was too, because the look on their face, like, oh crap, we're dead.
I love how Supergirl was just like, yeah, I was having coffee with Kara Danvers. Why couldn't you I just happened to be flying by, like...
I just happened to be flying by. I was on my regular route, just flying around.
Yeah. Like,
that's all you
mentioning that she was on there, it's just tying Supergirl and Kara together way too much. It's like every turnaround, it's like Kara and Supergirl. Like, nobody in this city has connections to Supergirl but Kara. Kara's just telling everybody, yep, I got this one. She's name dropping Supergirl left and right. Like you even see with Snapper, right? And she's trying to continually use Supergirl as her only source, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. As a reporter,
it's the same thing
she's using herself. She's using herself as her only source.
Well, to
Same
be
thing.
fair,
Same thing. Spider-Man does.
Peter Parker never talks to Spider-Man. He only takes pictures of him and then writes the articles. It's a little bit
Everyone-
different.
He doesn't write the articles. He's not.
No, he
he's
doesn't.
not a
No,
reporter.
he's just a
He's their
photographer.
photographer. He takes the pictures of himself and then gives them for money. It's a little different than Kara using herself as a source. Like, that's like writing a newspaper article and just being like, "Yep, it's all true because I said it is." You know, that's what that sounds like. You know?
Oh boy, there's so much of that going around right now.
So for Kara
I saw a
to
meme of
use-
it. It must be true.
Yeah, so Kara to use herself as a source is absolutely ridiculous. So that's why Snapper Carr is just like, no, you have to have at least 2 sources from now on, and he's not wrong. Like this is something
No.
that you need in this line of work. You need that, right? So she goes, how about I set up a meeting with Supergirl? You can talk to her and verify yourself if she's a credible source. So as soon as Supergirl gets in for the interview, Eddie starts grilling her for her sources, right? So Eddie's just going down the line. Like when does the actual source come to play? Like it's just word of mouth, you know, down the line. Oh, I got it from this source. I got it from that. Like how far is he willing to follow the trail? You know.
Until he finds out the truth, and then
Everybody's
somebody has
got
to
a
take
source.
him out.
Well, everybody has a source, you know. Like the DEO, if Supergirl name dropped the DEO, which luckily, thankfully, she didn't. But if she did, he would have gone to the DEO and be like, "Well, how do you know the list was taken? Because we watched it get taken. Well, where'd you get the list? You know, like how did this list come to be?" He'd start asking like, there'd be so many like. Did you go through and verify every single person on this list? Is you know, who did that? I want to talk to the guy who actually physically went and verified all these. That's the way Snapper seems right now.
Yes, that's the way Snapper works. But I think if he even got a smidgen close to the DEO, Jimmy would fire him.
Yeah.
Get rid of him somehow.
I mean, I don't understand why Snapper wouldn't let her write like an editorial section where it clearly states these are Kara's opinions, this is what's going on. Kara still gets to write the article she wants to write, but it's not the liability of the paper, you know?
Because Snapper took in Kara because Kat wanted her to succeed in life. Writing editorials, sure, you get your word out there, but that's not what Snapper was meant to do with Kara. He was meant to shape her into a good journalist that has unbiased articles and unbiased opinions and is giving the people of the city proper news.
Well, Kara basically took matters into her own hand here by writing the blog, and she's writing almost exactly what I said she should be writing in the paper, like an editorial. Like that's what the blog is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's turned into Iris from The Flash. You know, she's writing a blog now about Supergirl. You know, she's writing a blog about herself.
It's a blob, not a blog.
A blob.
Yeah, Mon-El.
It's a blob.
A blob.
I mean, that was all because Lena was like, "Fine, don't go to the man, go around and behind his back and do this." And Carl was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that because you know."
Well, it was important. It's important to her, and it was important because obviously, because Lillian saw it and was like, "Crap, we gotta launch this shit now. I don't care. We didn't get everyone. I gotta do it. We gotta do it now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
She
it was
scared.
a lot of. I mean, of course, Kara cares about the aliens, and there's a lot of people out there that cares about the aliens, and the aliens, of course, they care about themselves. So, yeah, they needed to hear this. That's why I'm like, Snapper, you're a dickhole because, yeah, he should have at least done something. But
in the media that we live in today, we get a lot of this. Oh, you can't rely on this news station. You can't rely on this one because they're very biased and they only post this and they post fake news, and like you get that all the time. You get that everywhere. and he's
especially
trying
when
to protect.
it goes against what you believe. You'll get that.
Right. So he's trying to protect the Catco name by not allowing this to happen to the newspaper. So
yeah, I understand that.
In that regards, I really can't blame Snapper. I can't blame Kara. You know, Kara's, and she says, you know, like she feels like Supergirl is her job, and her actual job, which, you know, working at Catco.
Well, Supergirl is what she is, and Kara is who she is, or what she does. Supergirl's what she does.
That's what I'm saying. Like her actual job, what we would consider a job, is what she considers her hero. You know, like that's what she feels like.
So
and her hero, what we consider a hero, is what she considers her job. You know, so she feels like as Kara Danvers, she can help the world, you know, and do all that, and that's more empowering to her than doing all this other stuff, which, you know, it's her 9 to 5, you know.
Being a journalist though, like, you can get your information out like quick, and lots more people, instead of like flying around being like going from person to person and going, psst, telephone game, you know. I mean, that's the only thing Supergirl can do. So as a journalist, she can get what she needs to say out faster. That's why the blog, you know, works so well with Lillian, because she was like, ah, shit, everybody knows now.
Yeah, and it was like right around the time where Snapper was asking for a second source. That's when Lena showed up, and I was just like, why can't you just ask Lena for a source? Like, that's what I thought she was alluding to.
I thought she was going to, but no. But Lena did help her.
Oh yeah, like, there's no way Supergirl would have been at that warehouse without Lena.
Yep. And I, you know, when it came down to it, Alex really had to put her trust in Kara, because Kara didn't think she could stop the ship. She didn't. You know, and it wasn't... I don't think if it wasn't for Alex's support that she would have been able to do it. It's like where she found her inner strength to do it. So I think that was actually really nice.
Worked her ass off. She was exhausted. She like took a nap on that ship when she was done, you know?
Right?
Damn. Yeah. The way she was screaming, like, so primal, I was like, ugh. Ugh, that's not a pretty face, sweetheart.
No. Well, it's good though, because you don't ever have pretty faces when you're making those kind of faces.
No, it's kind of like when you watch Sarah Lance do her fighting on Legend. I'm sitting there like, oh god, at least get a stunt double or something. It's terrible. I'm sorry.
Wow. And then you have Mon-El, like this episode, who's actually really supportive for Kara, and it's like carrying over from the Valentine's episode. Where he is still like listening to Wynn's advice, and he's looking for what Kara wants. And when Kara asks for, you know, help about whether or not she should post the blog, and he goes, well, "Do you think you should?" Like he's actually listening, like he's being there and being supportive. It's actually a little sickening, but you know, it's also at the same time, it's not like the same kind of Mon-El we've been getting all, like, he's been there for the humor, right? We still get the Mon-El humor, which I loved when he did the I Love Lucy parody coming through the door, you know. And then you had the Blobs, right?
The Blobs.
So, like, we're still getting the Mon-El humor, but he's being very supportive for Kara. And it's actually a little refreshing to see this kind of relationship. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna last, but it's refreshing. It's very, very refreshing, because normally you see them at each other's throats when it comes to things like that. We've had 2 episodes.
I'm gonna be very, very sad. I'm gonna be so sad next episode, because know it's just gonna tear him apart, and it's gonna be all on Kara's gonna be the one pushing him away.
Yeah, well, we know Kara is the one that does all the pushing all the time.
We just dealt with meeting Kara's family last episode, right? So now we had an episode where we had a break, and then next episode we have Mon-El, you know, like we're meeting his family. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of that whole thing shift when Kara tries to get involved in his personal life and he's telling her to stay out of it. You know, like, it's going to be the exact role reversal from Valentine's Day.
Or it's going to be like, it's your family, get involved, and Mon-El's going to be like, I hate my family. Don't tell me what to do. You know, it's going to be either or.
It's still, that's the same thing still. That's her getting involved in the family.
Or he's going to try to be nice and introduce Kara to his family. And they're going to be like, why are you with her? She is from, blah, blah, blah. That kind of,
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be ranting so friggin' much.
Yeah.
We're going to be screaming at this TV. No! We're throwing things. Okay, I'm done watching it. I got to go walk away.
Yeah.
I have done some screaming at a TV screen recently, and it's exhausting.
And Lee in chat is saying, the I Love Lucy thing wasn't quite right because neither Melissa Benoist is a redhead, and Chris Wood is not Cuban. But it was still funny nonetheless.
That doesn't matter.
Still funny nonetheless.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to them being split up kind of thing. It's just because we waited for so long for him to actually, and for her to actually realize they like each other, and then for them to find where they fit and how to fit.
I think what's going to happen, it's going to be, this is all going to go down. Kara's going to step away from Mon-El, but Mon-El's not going to give up.
No, I hope he doesn't.
No. Because I would love to see Chris Wood almost indefinitely in Supergirl. I don't want him to be just here for the season and then gone,
Right.
I want to see him carry over.
Yeah.
Because he's an amazing actor, and I think Mon-El is a good character for him to play right now.
Yep.
After seeing him play so many other roles.
Yeah. And then we actually had a little bit of James this episode out of nowhere.
After was it 3 episodes or just
felt like 3.
Like him? No,
yeah, he wasn't.
It was at least 2. It was at least 2.
I know, so he wasn't there for Valentine's. He wasn't there before the one before Valentine's. Valentine's are last week's, so it's 3.
Yeah,
because we've commented on it.
3. I'm the one that's been like, hey, no Jimmy, woohoo! No Guardian.
I'm happy about that. I was happy.
I mean, it was actually nice because without Guardian, they wouldn't have got that dude, and then stuff. But I mean, he was only in for 2 scenes in the DEO and in the bar scene.
What needs to happen is Lyra has to find out what Wynn actually does on the side with Guardian, and we need Lyra and Guardian tag teaming it in the streets. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Do we know enough about Lyra to know what kind of we know what kind of alien where she's from?
Well, we got a little bit from her.
If she has any special abilities.
Yeah. Well, we got a little bit of that because they were Jimmy was kind of interrogating her just a little bit. He was like, "Well, your English is really good, and same with your slang." And it was like, "What are you getting at, Jimmy?" But, yeah,
I think she's been on Earth a lot longer than 2 years. That's just my opinion.
She said she learned off-world, so we don't know exactly what she's been. She could have been a bounty hunter from the way she fights and stuff. You don't know.
Maybe she could have been
alien bounty hunter. I would go for that.
There's a bounty on Wynn.
I doubt it.
That'd be weird. But I think that is about it for this episode. You guys have anything else?
Maybe because she just appeared. Lyra just came out of nowhere. Maybe she's one of those bounty hunters working for whoever to get Mon-El.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I do.
No, because I think she would have recognized him if that was her job. When she goes, hi, Wynn's friend, she would have recognized him at that point.
Yes, but maybe it's more catch him off guard kind of thing, play him up and make him think you're a friend, because being a double agent, that's a big thing.
So. I think we would have seen some hints of that in that episode, and then had a couple episodes to wonder about it. But she really paid no attention to him. So I'm gonna go with a big no on that. Next week we are actually on break. There's no episode of Supergirl next week. But the week after, get ready for it, guys. The episode is called Star Crossed. A new villain comes to National City, putting Supergirl on high alert. Meanwhile, Wynn's girlfriend Lyra gets Wynn in trouble with the law. Maggie attempts to help Wynn.
That's gonna be hilarious. I'm sorry, that's gonna be so funny. Wynn getting in trouble with the law.
Maggie attempts to help Wynn with old loyalties in the way. The Music Meister attacks Supergirl. Dun dun dun. Part
the musical
one.
episode, yeah.
Part one of the musical episode. It starts on Supergirl, so that's why we're taking a week, right? So there's no episode of Supergirl a week. We get 1 week off. Then the episode coming back is Music Meister. So putting that in parallel with the Flash. Flash is not going on break, so we're gonna have we have this week's episode. We have another episode after that. And then episode 17 of The Flash is called Duet, which is going to be the conclusion of the Music Meister two-parter. So it looks like we may have a special crossover podcast and have Rachel come over to that episode of The Flash. So
I have to watch it.
You know what? It's a musical. It's going to be fun. You're going to enjoy it. And being that most of the cast over on The Flash has been in Broadway or some other musical thing, it's going to be fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it'll be entertaining for sure. So I can't wait. I know Nikki's been waiting for this since you realized that both Melissa Benoist and Grant Gustin were in Glee together. So she's been dying for this musical episode. So.
Are we gonna see Mon-El dance?
I hope not, because we just recently on another of his shows had him do karaoke. While not awful, it wasn't the best singing. So
he could have made it worse.
That's true. That's true.
That is true. He could have been playing it off, and also the character is really snide, and he was drinking and literal mic drop and stuff.
Yeah.
So
those high notes were painful. But anyway, Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Rachel, where can people find you?
You can find me at Viking Witch at Viking Witch 76 right there. And, on the Twitters.
On the Twitters. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
I
thought I was getting away with that without Cleo.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV show, games, and movies. Until next time, see you guys later.